Hey and welcome to another iRacing adventure in GT3s on Imola. And today, when you saw the stream the last time, it was a bit, well, chaotic. Today I'm way more relaxed. I'm confident in my pace and we will try to get back over 3k. The last time I was over 3k, I don't know, it's a while ago because I was pushing for 4k once and then the cars got changed, I had less time, yada yada, and then I went down. But hey, we're on the way back again, and when you watch the VOD, then you can check the description for chapters where you can find the races and everything that's happened, so that you can skip the parts in between. We will have a few moments for a few laps. And how much time is left? Like 7 minutes, alright. That's enough to drive a few laps. We will start with the open setup series, then go to the fixed series, and then we will see. Maybe I will drive a few more, maybe a few less. It depends. The clocks got changed today, so I'm a bit out of my rhythm. But it shouldn't stop us from having some fun. So in case you missed the last day, let me close the preview. In case you missed the last day, we were driving and surprisingly got into top split where I managed it to qualify on P6 or something. So I'm extremely confident in my pace. And that's why I'm super relaxed, because I think as long as we finish and whatever split we will get placed, and then getting back over 3k should not be that big of a deal. I definitely have the pace for more. The hairpin will be the most critical point because it's completely different in both the open and the fixed setup series. Fixed setup is extremely understeery, so you need basically to push the car a bit more. And the open setup, on the other hand, likes to spin if you aim for the same line like in a fixed setup. So that's why it's important to prepare, have a few warm-up laps, get used to the setup, and then we should be fine for the race. I think the quickest time, there's a spider on my wall. Dang it, I need to get rid of it before the race starts. I will do it when we load into the session, hopefully it won't disappear. So yeah. I'm also glad about the refueling feature, it's so nice to finally have it. I mean, most people were using third-party apps anyway, so it didn't really take something away. It was a bit annoying when you always need to figure out how much fuel you need, or when you needed to adjust it in the middle of a race. Now you can just press one button and it's done. Another thing I don't like about the fixed setup is that you can't attack the curbs. Luckily, that's not something we need to deal with right now. Alright, we have time for one more quick lap. Alright, that's a quick one with below 42. We might even top the session. Ah, not quite. G2. Okay, I take it. That's a decent prep for the quali, I guess. And that was the fully loaded setup. So when I have the quali setup, then we have the pace for 41. Nice. So I'm not sure in which split we get placed. It's Sunday. I never drove on Sunday in the past weeks, months, so I don't know how competitive this time slot is. But I mean, it can be first or second split. With that pace, there shouldn't be that many issues in any of them. Nearly 200 drivers are in. We got 8 PM. And I'm waiting for the loading screen to get rid of the spider. Nice, load now. Alright, the spider is gone. Oh, we are loading for quite a while. Alright, let's see. It looks like a top split. Yeah, it looks like a top split. Okay, guys. So we will try to finish 42 something, low 42. I can definitely aim for the top 10. There are 27 drivers, so as long as we finish in the top 50%, or even in the top 18 or something, then I should still gain enough points to make the 3K. That's super chill. And I got an extremely good pace around here, so good luck, thank you. And nice evening, Mega 3K. Alright. I will push in a quali, I don't want to hold back. I know that I was nervous last time, but I mean, when I quali on P5 or whatever and lose 10 spots, then so be it, I'm still making a profit. There's not really a point in holding back.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Yeah, okay, I got the correct setup. The second lap will be the most important one. First lap is always a bit slidey. Alright, I won't comment a lot in the quali, I will try to focus on a clean lap. And a good prep. Because spinning the quali is one of the worst feelings, at least for me. I don't like it. It's a wasted opportunity. That's why I want to make sure that I get a decent result in.
Green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap. You got about 2 laps of fuel left.
Not the best last turn, but it should be a decent lap for a first try.
1 more lap.
Holy moly, alright, yeah, it was a decent lap for a first try.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Ah, so passive, I could have gained about 1 more tenth here. But I didn't want to get an incident point. Ah, way, whatever. Dang, that would have been a 41. I mean, I can't complain, it's a 42.0 still.
There's the flag. It's over.
Hey, I always watch your MX5 videos, thanks for making them. You're welcome, I'm glad they're helping you. Well, we're on P6 again in the top split. Luckily, I don't see the ratings of the guys around me. But I know I'm the high rating guy, or high car number guy, who is somehow ending up on top. Or somewhere in the top group. Alright. Let's see what we can do from here. I could have finished a 41, but to be honest, it doesn't make a difference. Like those two more 10s, I mean, as mentioned, I have one of the lower I ratings here. As long as I finish in the top 10, I'm totally okay with it. And I see it more as a practice race to gain confidence, gain consistency again, and yeah. Dang, I would have loved to finish that 41. Alright, the race setup is in. Everything is running smoothly. Let's go. It was such a bad quali run if you take into account that I just drove a 42.2 with a fully loaded car, and now I'm only 1/10 quicker. And my quickest lap overall was a 41.7, so yeah, it's whatever. Hey Devcore, he's a real GT3 driver. That's cool to know. I'm really bad with names, by the way. So even if I know such things, I mostly forget about them because I forget the names. But that's cool. He will be starting behind us, and we will have the outside line into turn 1, which is not that great. I prefer having the inside line, so I will try to get to the inside, but it might be difficult because I guess if he's a real racing driver, then he knows that as well. There are sometimes people which you can surprise and jump and get their inside line, but when they're experienced, they will most likely try to save it and just try to keep the upper hand. I think that's normal. So yeah, that's the plan for T1 and T2. Get to the inside and then from my phone. I don't need any notifications right now. I'm not available. My focus is on finishing. What's our goal? Top 10. The competitive me wants to aim for the top 5, but the relaxed me wants to aim for the top 10, so we will settle with something in between and try to avoid any incidents. That's good. Let's set up the auto refuel. No tire change. And yeah, let's go. Let's go racing, have fun. Thanks. I hope. Again, it's all about the first lap. When we get a decent first lap, then it should be fine. And the last time I started on P6 in the first bit on Friday, it was my first race after 3 weeks and the first GT3 race after 2 years. And I immediately got a slowdown in the first lap, so as long as I avoided that in this race, I'm totally fine. A few Audis. That looks like a Lambo. I don't see the HDD. You have it on the screen. I can call the car by name. Yeah, it's a Lambo, I think. Let's go. And I think the key speed to decide between first and second gear was about 100 km/h the last time we raced here. So when I'm below 100, that's somewhere around 90. So when I'm above 90, then I want to accelerate in second gear, and when I'm below, then I want to be in first gear when the race starts. Alright, let's go.
About to go green, stay focused. Post car is off, time to do your job.
I don't see the leader. A bit of a boomer start, but he had a boomer start as well. So what we do now is we take the inside line
Green, green, green.
and hope for the best.
Right side. Clear.
Nice, that was decent. I got a bit of a traffic jam, but that's normal. Bloody first lap, I said it before, dang it.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, the first lap is one of my weaker spots because I'm not used to... simply in practice you don't need to push on cold tires. Alright, now we are in the middle of a pack, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's still fine.
Car on your
Oh, he's
left.
going for it. I didn't expect him to go for it.
Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Well, there goes our race.
Wheels out of alignment. Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix it.
There goes our race. How bad is the damage? Oh, it's pretty bad. That's unlucky. I clipped the grass on the left. Oh man, that's not drivable. I want to get into pits to see how bad it is. But it feels pretty bad.
Slow down and give up that time.
I'm not sure if there was enough space. That's something we will check in the replay. Oh god, it's so bad.
Pit box in 10,
I don't have enough space for fuel,
5,
which is unlucky as well. So let's take a look at the repairs.
right here.
Alright. Let's take a look at the replay and then head into a practice session because 15 minutes of repairs. That ain't gonna cut it. It was the second lap. In the first lap I had that oopsie, and in the second one I really didn't expect him to jump me. Oh, he nearly lost it on the inside. And I was too far on the outside, and that hit killed me. Maybe if I'm a bit less aggressive on the brakes, then I can hold it, because that's a pretty rough input. I think that's the takeaway here. And of course make the turn. Yeah, I was not patient enough on the throttle. If I'm more patient on the throttle, then I also make the turn and don't even get into the situation where I need to deal with the grass. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's unlucky. Without that one hit into this wheel, we would probably have been fine. And I would only need to finish that race to gain some points, but yeah. It is what it is. Next up is the fixed series race. We have some time to practice. Don't want the car. You see it. Did you think he was closer to you? Yeah, I thought he was closer to me, and it was, well, it wasn't only thinking that he was closer to me, it was more about giving him space on the inside. And I wanted to make sure that I give him the space, and by doing that I didn't give myself enough space. And that's how it happened, I think. I'm using only a single screen, so in those situations you sometimes need to just trust the inside, and again, it was less about him, it was more about me and aiming for the widest possible line, which got me in trouble there. Do you use the C920 wheel? Yes, I'm using the C920 and the Fanatec. It's written in the description, I think it's the CS Elite pedals. They renamed them last year or 2 years ago after I bought them, so I think it's a CS Elite V2 or something right now. It's written in the description. Let's hop into a practice session and get used to the fixed setup. Oh, that was my first DNF in, I don't know, in a year. Usually I at least finish the races. I won't lose that much rating, so that's another good thing. Happens onto the next one, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate that it happened so early. And that there's so much time between races and the GT3s. And those moments I kinda miss live matchmaking or something like that. I think the player base would be big enough for it. And when you would wait, I don't know, like 15 minutes on average for a race, it would be totally fine. Another funny thing is that I'm quicker in the fixed setup than I'm in the open setup. Even though I hate the fixed setup with a passion. Can you show me your wheel settings? Which settings exactly do you mean? Like in iRacing, the force feedback settings? Or because I don't think I have any particular unique settings in the Logitech G Hub. I'm using a 12 or 11.9 force feedback, which is I think on the lower end. Usually people are racing with a bit more. I'm using the 11.9 because I think it's simply due to the nature of my setup. You know, my pedals are pushed against the wall, they are not fixed. I'm sitting on an office chair. So when I would need to put more power into the wheel, then it would also mean that I would need to balance out more power. So that's why it's on the lower end. I don't have space for a rig. When I started the sim race, I was still a student. And right now, like, I would have space for a rig, but I don't know. I would either need to sacrifice my bedroom or my living room, like, completely, and I wasn't down for that, at least for now. So yeah, that's why I'm still with a more basic rig on the track, and that's also why I'm using a lower strength. I think if I would have a fixed rig, then I would use a bit more strength on the force feedback, because having more force makes it easier to spot small differences, and it makes it easier. It gives you a higher, what's the name? Resolution you can work with. And if you're using the stock pedals, I would not advise you to set this one to 0. You want to use a force factor of something between 1.2 to 1.6. Otherwise, you will have no force on your potentiometer brake when you push it all the way through. I don't know about this one. Oh, okay. So yeah, when you have a load cell pedal, brake pedal, then this setting becomes irrelevant. I also don't know about this one. I think that's what gets put in when you calibrate your wheel. The only assist I'm using is anti-stall clutch, because I don't like it when you need to restart your engine. Like, I think that's a bit unnecessary, and you know, when you spin and kill your engine or whatever, then it's just a bit of a hassle to press one more button to not stall it and keep driving, or to restart your engine. So yeah, that's why I'm using anti-stall clutch. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything special. Maybe in the sound. Yeah, but you can't change it anymore. I used to tune up the tire sound, which makes it easier to distinguish the load on the tires, because when they are louder, then you can also hear louder when they are under a heavy load, which gives you a bit more control over them. But they changed the sliders. You can still do it by lowering all the other sounds and let the tire sound be at 0 dB. But yeah, I think also since the tire models changed a few times, it's not that important anymore. Alright, if you have any questions, just shoot them out. We have some time to answer them. And I will try to finish a 41, I guess, for the next race, so that we get a P1 here. Is that the mouse car behind us? Wait, is it? I need to check the skin. Looks like a mouse skin. Ah, it's not. Never mind. Thanks, you are a kind person. Ah, no worries. I mean, I got the time and I'm always happy to help you guys. And when we have moments like this where there's a bit of time left, then why not? I just want to stress that even when you copy settings from someone, you should try to play around with them. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you feel confident with your hardware and setup and that it fits your personal needs. Because when you don't feel confident, then you won't be able to lap consistent lap times. It's a lot of a feeling thing and getting used to a thing than it is a settings thing. It's the same about the wheel and also about pedals. Like, I have so many comments where people say, oh, I've only a C920 or whatever wheel or Thrustmaster T150. I will never be able to be that quick like you. And I mean, yeah, you can. You don't need a 1.5k wheelbase to drive quick times. All you need is practice, speed time in the sim. You need to understand the principles of racing, how to be quick, and then you can easily lap quick lag times. The only thing which changes when you have hardware which allows you to operate with higher forces is that it becomes easier to be consistent because you can, as mentioned, you have a higher resolution you can work with. And when you have moments like I had them earlier on cold tires, and then it becomes easier to save those moments with less of lost time. Another thing, oh god. Talking and driving is some kind of special. And another thing is that when you have those higher resolutions you can work with, then it's easier to be more consistent. And when you can be more consistent, then it's also easier to improve. That's also why the only thing I would recommend to upgrade, or the first thing I would recommend to upgrade, would be a load cell brake, because a load cell brake is far superior to a potentiometer brake. It's super easy to always push the pedal with the same force. Your legs are used to it from, I don't know, walking, driving a real car. But when you need to always find the same spot without having any force you can work with, then it's super difficult to be consistent. It's possible. I think the load cell only gave me about 1 or 2 tenths when I upgraded, so I was nearly as fast with a potentiometer pedal like with a load cell. But it wasn't that confident, and it also was less consistent, because sometimes you have that one moment where you press a bit too far or not far enough, and then your lap time is gone. And in GAP you use 900 degrees. I'm using... I don't think I've changed anything there. I don't think you need to change anything there, because iRacing calibrates the wheel on its own when you do the auto setup at the beginning. I think you need to set the wheel in G-Hub to the full possible range of degrees that it can handle, and iRacing itself will then work with it and set own limits depending on the car you are in. Are we on a decent lap? I have no idea. I'll clip the grass there. I kinda want to try out to go into the grass in a hairpin, just to see how I can react better, because in practice sessions I'm almost never in the grass there. Super difficult to go wide.
You got a slow car on the right. Car stopped ahead. Go right.
wonder if I was too relaxed for the race. Maybe I could have avoided that. So one thing that's also important on the fixed setup is that this car can't attack any curb. I've adjusted the open setup a bit to be able to attack those curbs, especially in the last combination. But in the fixed setup, when you hit them, then it becomes rough. The car jumps. You lose a lot of momentum.
You got a slow car on the right.
And you will have a bad time. And another thing that's important, I think, is that you immediately get back into the car after a crash to not end the session with a bad feeling. Because crashing sucks, it's annoying, but it's part of the game. And when you leave with that bad taste, then it will probably catch you the next time you're back in the sim again. So just hop into the car, finish a few clean laps, get a good feeling, and then you can call it a day. Alright, we're on the 42s. This lap is quick, which is why I will try to finish it, and in the next step I will try to go off track here in the chicane, in the hairpin. But now that I'm rethinking it, I think patience was the key there. I was a bit on the throttle in the hairpin, and then I pushed myself too wide. When I chill, then I will never have the issue with the grass. Should be a mid 42, no 42.8. Oh, that's another quick lap. Ah, kinda don't want to throw it. At least not on purpose. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I just need to be patient with my input and don't slam the brakes. I think slamming the brakes was also the thing that killed me there. You need to sit it out. I tried to, I went on the brakes because I tried to save it from going too deep into the grass. But I was already too late at that moment. And when you just keep your input steady, then nothing happens. Another thing which also played a role there is that I always, when I lose the car, I always slam the brakes and get back on the throttle to stabilize my motion, which allows me to catch the car easier. But that only works as long as you're on tarmac. When you're on the grass, then it obviously stops working because you don't have any grip. So stepping on the brakes loses its whole purpose, and you spin. What a nice lap. Ah, okay. I think it's decent, but I should be able to drive low 42s when I really try to push. And gets to the limit. Like now we're already a half tenth up in the first turn. Now I lost a bit because of the curb. Now we should gain. Maybe not. A bit too aggressive around here. I think this session is a bit hotter. Yeah, the last turn was quite bad. I sometimes struggle in the last turn because I don't hit the last inside curb. But you need to hit the curb when you want a good exit because the curb spins you around and allows you to be early on the throttle. When you don't hit it, then you get carried to the outside. And most of the time you need to live because you might risk a spin on the raised curb. Good luck, peace, thanks, have a nice evening. Thanks for tuning in. So when do we need to register? In 3 minutes, alright. 2 more laps, then we can register for the race. Get a new session. Surprisingly, I feel quite confident in the car again. And the setup doesn't feel as bad as it felt on Friday. I guess the session is slower. I hadn't checked the track temps before I hopped into the car. Well, on the other hand, we are 1/10 down now. Could be a decent lap, but it looks like I had an extremely solid middle sector. Yeah, I had an extremely solid middle sector in my quick lap. That was a bad chicane. Good evening, welcome Ian. I hope you're having a nice evening as well. Yeah, that's another 43. But we have an optimal 42.4, so it's not that bad. What does the clock say? 40. Okay, one more lap. Oh, unlucky exit. And an unlucky entry. Oh, it was super late because I tried to push. Yeah, that's not a new best time. Alright, let's register for the next race.
Pit boxing right here.
For all those who joined, we had a bit of an oopsie in the first one and donated some rating. The result is still not in yet. Alright, we are in. 27 minutes until the race starts, enough time to prepare. Maybe the session is a bit different. I need to check the track times because sometimes the setup feels extremely painful, the fixed setup, because it's super understeery on the entries and super oversteery on the exits. So you're fighting the car on turn in and you're fighting the car on the exit, which is, it's just unpleasant. For all those who joined, if you have any questions, it's time to answer them, so just shoot them out. I think I'm going to do AMAs or something between races or practice sessions, because sometimes there's not really a point in overdriving the car too much in practice sessions. I feel like it just costs me focus to find the races once they happen. That looks like a quicker session, 36 degrees track temp. Let's give it a go. So yeah, here's also widespread between track times, so only a few quick guys and so many slow guys. Slippery first lap, but I should practice to push while I'm on my first lap instead of taking it easy. In the race I can't take it easy. It only makes sense to find the limits. Yeah, what's the goal for the next race? Probably top 10 again. The last big series race I finished on P5 in a 4K split. So I think anything is possible. As long as I keep it together. And there's no pit stop, which also makes the race a lot easier. Oh, come on, please let me by. Okay, don't. Thanks. Yeah, it understeers. And we got 36 degrees. I need to keep that in mind. That looks like a decent lap. I don't know if the lap time diff is referring to the 43, which was the optimal time. Yeah, that's a mid 42. It was definitely the session compared to the last one. For some reason the last session was slower. 42.3 even, what the hell? Yeah, the fixed setup and that one curb, they are not good friends.
Just off ahead. Go right.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I usually do. When I lose the car, then I just slam the brakes and use the brakes to get my control over the car back. And unfortunately that was the bad or wrong move on the incident before. Yeah, under stereo entries and over stereo exits. That's the AMG fixed setup I know. Oh god, it's so understeery until they happen. Yeah, when the race session also has 36-degree track temps, then it will be fun. Oh god. I mean, I'm still driving 42, so it's not that bad, but it's just awful to drive.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Thank you, I guess. I didn't expect that, which is why I nearly rear-ended him. I need to correct on almost every exit. That's unbelievable. I also don't know why it happened, if the track temps suddenly went up, or if it's just the tires which are degrading. God, those cops. I'm still underestimating the understeer. Oh god, alright. I need to make a few adjustments on my throttle input. Yeah, it's way better now. It's just, I tried to force it before. And now I'm giving the car a bit more time to adjust to the exits. Before I slam it down. Well, except here where I slam it down and almost spin right away. So yeah, you need to be a bit more patient. That's so understeery.
Car stops on the left. Go right.
Oh, the first one wasn't an incident point. I kinda expected the first curb to be an incident point. And then I was like, screw it, then I take the second one hard as well. At least we are close to a low 42 again. That was a decent first third. Late on the braking point. Dang it. I got stuck on the clutch pedal. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. I should try to just finish one solid lap as prep for the quali. Come on. Alright, so that's the rest. 4 seconds. Take a look at the quickest lap. See where I can improve. And then we should be able to load into the session. First turn looks decent. I could try to turn in a bit later. That way I place the car a bit further to the left here, which gives me a better run through the next one. This is still okay, but it's not perfect. Hairpin. It looks like I was a bit too slow. Actually, it looks fine. Have a bit space on the right here. I don't think that was an incident point because I'm still with 2 wheels on the track. As long as I have with 2 wheels on the track, we are totally fine. Only after your wheels touch the curb you get the incident point. And it's also important that you try to avoid this curb, because when you hit this curb it will send you into the runoff area, and when you want to push, then you will need to take the incident point. I'm not sure if this was an incident point, because I'm clearly off track here. Yeah, that looks like an incident point. Well, was it? No idea if it was. Can I still look it up somewhere? I don't think so. I wonder if it's noted as best lap and it has an incident point, but I think it does in practice sessions. Decent run through the chicane. Also early on the throttle. And I think this is where I messed up. But it looks... doesn't look too bad. I know that this was not an incident point for some reason. I was surprised that this wasn't an incident point. Oh, edge of the red-white curbing. Alright, so this is not an incident point because you can drive on the curb here, apparently. Edge of the red-white curbing? What does it mean? The inner or the outer edge? I will probably check the VOD to see if that was an incident point. And what was the turn before? I think it's this one. Edge of the red-white curbing as well. But the line is on the curb. The racing line. Which means you can get on the curb, and as long as your wheels are on the red and white curbing, you are still fine. Honestly, no clue right now. Where did the trackline graphics came from? It's in rules, and some tracks, I don't know if it's on all tracks, they have special explanations for track limits. It's on Spa, it's on Imola, I think it's on Sebring, it's on Le Mans. It's basically everywhere where you can abuse the track limits. And they introduced those rules tabs to make sure that everyone has the chance to get on the same page. Otherwise, it's really tough because on some tracks you don't know how to abuse the track limits efficiently without looking at quicker drivers. It's sometimes extremely weird and super fishy, and even here I would say that you sometimes need more than those explanations. For example, the chicane is not mentioned there. And I think in the chicane it's similar to the other turns, where as long as your car is with two wheels on the track, you're fine, but if your outer wheels touch the inside curb, then you get the incident point. So that's why I always try to aim for it in a way where I know that two of my wheels will go around the curb. And I think this is, yeah, they have only the exit curb in there. And on the exit curb you can stay with two wheels on the curbing and don't receive an incident point. When you are with four wheels on the green runoff, then you get the X1. And when you are with two wheels on the tarmac, then you get a slowdown penalty. I think that's how it was. Well, how about that? Never seen it before, thanks. You're welcome. It's also not on every track, it's only on a few tracks. I think it's on the Rutskogen and the Rookie Series, Bar Imola. But there are many tracks where it's missing. Because it wasn't there from the very beginning, it's just a late addition. I think they introduced it about 1 or 2 years ago. I mean, it was time to introduce it, but still. I think in some turns or on some tracks, they are a bit too harsh with it. It's difficult to find a good balance, I guess. Because it's sim racing and people will try to push, and they will always try to push as close to the limits as possible. But still a few incident points. Like, I don't think you should get an incident point here when you drive with the whole car onto the curb. Also beyond this curb, it just feels kinda wrong. It looks like it belongs to the track. It's nothing off limits. They even put a runoff here to make it possible for you to use it. Like, this should be a racing surface. This shouldn't be an incident point. The grass should be the incident point. Otherwise, what's the point of having this runoff here? When they don't want you to go there, it wouldn't be there. But someone placed it with the intention for you to use it. Same around here. Those curbs are painful, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not even sure if they exist in real life. Do they exist in real life? I know they exist in Kota, where you have those curbs which launch you into space and the S's at the beginning, but I'm not sure about those. Thank you for videos, Rex. Thank you, I broke through 134. You're welcome. I'm glad they're helping you. I guess it's Stutzkogen? I guess that's the track. The time looks similar, and I think it's on this week. Our session should be starting right now. Yep, numbers disappeared. Let's go. Yeah, that's Skogan. It's fine. For GT races, they still use them, not open wheel. Yeah, I can imagine why they don't use them for open wheel. But cool to know that they are still in place. I think on iRacing they are always on the track, no matter which car you drive. There will always be those painful curbs, and even though I hate them, I think I hate those on Kota even more. Because when you hit the curb in Kota, then you are done. You are basically... First of all, you need to wait 20 seconds until your car comes back from space and you can retire. And then you are done. It's so annoying. I think they should have a solution which is somewhere in between, which doesn't kill you right away, but still can cause you some kind of damage or hurts you in a different way. But I don't like those solutions which are do or die. It's for an online sim, it feels a bit overkill. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? People would cut to the inside by a bit, and yeah, they would gain some time, but everyone would do it, and it's whatever. I'm struggling to come back to 3K iRacing 2. I feel like after pandemic, only the fast people are still playing, makes the top split that more challenging. I don't know if I agree. Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I don't think I agree. Because I practiced quite a lot in the past week. I drove quite a lot of laps around here. And I qualified P6 and P8 in top splits, and I think another P8 somewhere else. So and my lap times, and I finished one P5, so my lap times are far from being alien-like. I think if you put the work in and practice a lap, then you can still rise to, I don't know, 5-6k or whatever. So 4k should be a decent result. It's true that a lot of quick people are there, but the player base grew in general, and there are also many people who are not that quick. And the races I drove and then the races I watched, there are quite a lot of people in top splits around here who don't finish or who never finish a 42, which is, to me, a bit surprising when you consider that the top people are driving mid-41s. So it's a 1.5 second gap, which gives you enough space to fit into it somehow. Yeah, I think it's just a mental thing at the end of the day. If you put your practice in, gain confidence, drive a lot of races, then you can achieve any kind of rating. I don't like that it's dark. That hints towards it being a colder session. But when it's so dark, then I don't feel confident in the car because it feels more difficult to hit my markers. But yeah. We are in the quali. I will try on to finish a decent lap and then I will catch up with chat. Alright, it's sunny again. We are not in the top split. It looks like we are in second split. Nice. Finally. I think the second split should be a bit more chill and relaxed. And with the pace that we have, we can easily finish in the top 5. Hello, Oversteer, I missed you.
Green, green, green. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Let's go. That was not that great. Yeah, there's a lot of understeer. Should be a decent lap anyway.
One more lap.
Ah, it's not. Yeah, I lost a half second in the first turn, holy moly. I took the chicane a bit too safe because I wanted to avoid an incident point. Missed inside curb, but still losing time there. But it's still decent, better than the first one. 42 point something. That should put us into the top 5.
There's the flag. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not happy with it, but it's okay. Bend it a bit. I've got about 2k and certainly it's getting more difficult now, but it's probably my skill rather than just good people remaining. Yeah, it's just practice. I mean, you can look at this second split right now, and you have 5 people who are driving 42s. And then you have a spread of 43.0 to 45.3. So as long as you are driving 43s, like mid 43s here, like Paul Cassidy, then you are 2 seconds off the pace from the absolute limit pace that the top guys are driving. 2 seconds. That's an incredible amount of time. And you can still finish in the top 50% in a second split and gain rating at 2k. So I think there are many opportunities and it's not that rough. Sure, some series with a lower population can be a bit rough. But most of the time, like anything I raced in the past months, I never felt like there's any kind of hard cap in the iRating. It was the contrary. I was surprised that you can be that slow and still have a decent amount of rating. Back in the days when I raced before, I'm on YouTube, so I need to be careful what I say to avoid any kind of monetization thingies. But you know, before the thing that happened in 2020, when less people raced and iRating was more rare, then it was really tough to get above 3k and towards 4k because less people meant less writing in the pool. And then through the boom, there was more writing in the pool, and I think today it's easier to gain 3k or 4k than it was ever before. Simply due to the fact that there's more iRating to gain in the complete pool of drivers. And when you take about, I don't know, 2 hours of practice, when you look at your lines, when you look at what you do, then you can easily drive mid 43s here. Easy. Anyone can do it. I'm convinced because, as mentioned, being 2 seconds off the top pace is a really big margin. Usually you want to aim to be within 1 second when you want to, or that's what it used to be, when you wanted to be above 3 or 4k. So we are P4. We will chill. We will start on the outside again. So I will try to go to the inside if possible. And just try to finish it. Alright, let's go. No pit stops. No tires.
1 lap to green. Line up on the right side. Closed. Pit road
90
closed.
km/h was the difference between first and second gear. That's the thing I need to remind myself of. We got a BMW, an Audi. Looks like a BMW. Go. I wonder why there are so many BMWs. They are super understeer in the fixed setup. I didn't like the car at all. Right, we are below 90.
Go green. Stay focused. Pace car is off. Green, green, green.
Interesting choice. Understeer.
Right side. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right.
I learned from the last race.
Right side.
Holy moly.
Clear.
Does he have a slowdown? Come on, man, do you have a slowdown or are you just faking it right now? Do you get a slowdown when you cut the curb there? Like, he was completely off.
You're now in third.
Dude. The only thing that's shocking me is that blocking seems to be really popular.
Left side. Stay on the right. Keep to the right. Still there, hold the
God
line.
damn it! Unlucky.
Still there. Still there.
Man, we are not doing ourselves a favor.
Clear.
Especially not with the slow guys ahead of us. Alright, now we can use it to close the gap to the guy ahead of us. Maybe the guy behind us can't follow. Yeah, it looks like he's dropping back. Alright, nice. So now we have a position which we can control. I'm definitely quicker than the BMW ahead of us. And if we get close, I can try to put him under pressure. He's collecting quite a lot of incident points. Oh, a bit understeery. It looks like he had the cold tire struggles in the early laps, but he's still a bit slower, I think. Let's take a look at our lap time. 42.9, yeah, I can go quicker. And we are back in his rear. Lost a bit of time in the last turns because I didn't want to rear end him. But I was on pace to drive for 42.6. He's a bit all over the place. I don't really know where you can overtake around here. I also need to be careful because we already saw that his defense is quite adventurous and that he's driving on the edge. So I don't really want to go for a move unless I'm sure that I will make it happen. It also looks like we are closing the gap to P1. So it might not be the best moment to start a fight. Whenever you fight someone, it profits the guys ahead and behind you, because you will lose some time. If I give him a few laps to close the gap, then we might have a shot to win it. Yeah, P1 is losing. He lost 7 tenths in the last lap. Okay, this might be a chance. Yeah, no. When I send it hard into the downhill turn, then the car becomes a bit too spicy. Looks like we get maybe another chance here.
Right side. Stay on the left. The next car's the leader. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Nice! We made it stick, okay. Now we can try to close the gap to the leader. I think we got a shot this race. The leader was struggling before, so if I can finish one solid lap to win the mental game, then he maybe struggles again. And it looks like he's, at least by vision, it looks like he's losing every turn. I'm not checking the times after every turn yet. I have a bad exit onto the main straight. That's unfortunately something I need to work with, not something I can fix.
You're in second position right now.
Oh. He is so close ahead of me that I reacted hesitantly instead of trying to capitalize on it. But man, if I would be in his car, then I would definitely don't feel confident right now. So if we keep pushing, we might force another mistake out of him. Alright, now we are in the game. Now we reached a point where he definitely can hear my engine sound. And that's always a moment for me where I always get, okay, there's a guy behind me. So I don't know how many laps are left. And there he goes. There he goes. Now I feel bad. Even though I didn't do anything, but I didn't expect a mistake which would be that serious. Alright, now all we need to do is to finish it. kinda bad last turn. Nice, thank you.
You're in first.
I feel bad for taking credits for the mistake of someone else.
Left.
Even if it kinda looked like it would happen. Hello, hi. I hope you have a nice evening. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, that's why I said I prefer the second split over the first split, because in the second split, I mean I have the pace for both, but the difference is that the first split is a shark tank. And I didn't race enough in the past months to compete with the Shark Tank on the high level. I need to race more, get more confidence. And I still think it will take about 5 races or something. Until I can drop those inconsistencies and, for example, in one-on-ones. Because the second split I still see, as long as you have a decent pace and stay consistent. It's not that bad, honestly. But yeah, I'm not worried. All I need is a few more races and then we should be fine even in top split. GG! As long as I don't win it now, I won't celebrate too early. GG! That's a win in the books. I think that's a good recovery after the DNF in the previous race. Ah, nice. Let's take a look at the incidents. I don't know how much time we have left, 10 minutes or something. I think I will try to drive the next open setup race as well. Thank you, I'm a fan of your track guide videos. I just see you live and I join. Nice. Thanks, I'm glad they're helping you and welcome to the stream. I'm streaming on YouTube now. I think mainly I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore, so you will see the streams a bit more often. Let's take a look at... I think he clipped the grass, if I remembered correctly. Yeah, he clips the grass and then he spins. And how did he recover? It looks like he still managed to recover on P3. P4, P5. I mean, it's still a decent result, so it's not too bad. And then was... Oh, wait. There was something else that happened, but I forgot in which lap it happened. I think he let us pass. That was not a big deal, but I think it was in the second lap. Yeah, something happened here. So they fight. I defend my inside line. It was in the chicane. I think the one BMW cut the chicane. Yeah, he's late on the brakes. Okay, it wasn't a slowdown because he was... I'm not even sure if that was an incident point at all. But holy... that's so unlucky for this guy, because what are you gonna do? I mean... You can kinda expect it, because he's braking super late, but still... What are you gonna do? That's the best thing you can do, and he probably got a slowdown penalty for it. And then this guy had a run on us in the next lap, where we went too wide through 2 turns. But luckily he didn't make a pass. If he somehow manages to pass me, then we won't have a shot for the win. Yeah, this was unlucky. And also I learned from my last race and was a bit more patient on the throttle and didn't just drive into the grass. Then I have him on my side, and luckily there was enough space. When you have the outside line around here and we are still too wide, then you can confidently defend the pass, because you can carry more speed down, and then it's a double right-hander, so at this point I was quite certain that he won't make the pass stick. And luckily he also didn't try it into the chicane. At this point I'm just going to the right to pick my line early, because I'm not like all the weavers that we see sometimes. I don't want to look at anyone or say any names. So yeah, I pick my line early to see if he goes to the right. If he goes to the right, then I go even further to the right, which I think is okay. I'm giving him the left side basically. And I see in my mirror that he's not reacting at all, so then I go back to the racing line. And he had no overspeed, so I think it was okay. Alright, let's take a look at the result sheet. Let's register for the next VRS in 5 minutes. Oh, we made all the points back that we lost in the previous race and gained a few more. So on the first race we crashed, we lost 81. I mean, what are you gonna do? It happens. And the next one we gained 86. So we gained 2 more than we lost. Nice. And also to the guy who said it was difficult to climb above 2k, where I said there's quite a big spread in lap times. When we look at the top lap times here, it was 42.7, and when I check the top split, then a 42.7 would confidently put you into this area around here, which is still like the top 50% or close to the top 50%. Those guys are already driving 43s or crashed out or are driving the same times. And only the top 2 drivers are driving 41s. And 2-3 drivers are driving low 42s. And then you are already in this 42.7 range, and somewhere around here you are in the 43 range. So it's an incredibly big spread in lap times. And the bigger the spread in lap times is, the easier it is to climb. So I don't think it's more difficult at all to climb when you just nail your practice, do your homework, prepare for the race, when you know how your car behaves, when you know the line on the track. Like, you really need just to nail those things, do your homework, be prepared, and all you need to do then is just race. I know it sounds ridiculous when you are somewhere in the lower iRatings, but it's not a steep hill. There are many small steps, and as long as you keep going step by step, you will climb. There's no hard limit which you will hit. I'm a little aggressive. Okay, wait. I'm gonna catch up with chat. I'm practicing on Sebring, and I've seen people average time. People is 2 minutes. Ignore the average time. The average time doesn't really say anything. But without using driving line, my best is 2.9, and I'm trying to faster. I'm aggressive in corners. I'm just spin. What should I do? Should I have any tips for it? I'm using driving line. My time is 2:03, and it's still very slow. So what this tells me is that you don't know the track, because when you are 6 seconds slower without the driving line, then it means that you probably have no markers on the track. You are not looking at brake markers, and the racing line basically helps you to remember the turns and what you should do, but you don't have that knowledge on your own. So the first thing I would recommend you is to turn off the racing line and just to don't even push. Just drive a few practice laps and build up that knowledge. Look at the turns, look at the boards, look at the markers that are around. I have a few old guides, which are outdated in terms of pace because the cars got changed. But they can help you in terms of markers and how you should approach those turns, because the general idea how you drive the track didn't change. I was driving it last week in practice, and the markers, most of the markers and the ideas and the line and how you approach turns, how you accelerate, that didn't change. So you can still get some value out of those old videos. And yeah, just focus on setting up an own strategy on how to drive the track. And from that point on, once you are confident without the racing line, and once you can finish laps confidently without the racing line, then only then you reach a point where you should try to refine what you have, what you've built up, and try to push. Because right now it sounds like you are trying to run before you can walk. And on a track like Sebring, which is extremely difficult, I would say, it's not a good idea. The last turn, the first turn, where you don't have, like, those turns have no markers for you. It's just plain tarmac where you need to know the line which you want to follow. And in those turns, it becomes really difficult when you try to do something without any kind of markers, without any kind of strategy. Are we registered? Yes, we are. Nice. Alright, I think we need 9 points or something, so 1 chill race, hopefully. I guess it will be the Shark Tank again, so I will probably qualify with a ridiculous time again, and then I will need to see how I survive. But I want to get the 3k today, so we will give it a shot. And as mentioned, if I survive, I will get the 3k anyway. I just need to survive somehow. How much time is left? 10 seconds. Alright. I hope that answered your question. If you still are not sure about it, then just say it out loud in chat. Shark Tank is a good description, yeah. I also considered to put it onto the thumbnail, but I may update it for the VOD. It's just, I mean, that's also the fun about it. The only issue is that since I didn't drive a lot, I'm not that consistent, and the pressure of the Shark Tank is really, I can feel it. Alright, I need to take a short bathroom break, and then I will be back in a few seconds to the quali. Alright, I'm back. Because I don't want to depend on driving line, because when you get used to it, it's difficult to drive without it. I'm driving AMG because Ferrari is difficult to drive. Yeah, don't use the driving line at all. It will never help you. The driving line just introduces bad habits. Because you don't learn how to drive, you learn how to drive on the right driving line. And once you turn it off, you completely forget how to drive. So never ever use it. That's a good idea. That's a good take. I think that's a top split again. No, it's not. Alright, nice. And 27 cars on this. I would be surprised if that's a top split. Alright, nice. So we avoided the shark tank. We are in a smaller fish tank. Which is cool because I'm not a shark yet, but I am one of the bigger fishes. So hopefully we can clutch our 3K here back. Got the Qualy setup in. Music is off. Nice. Alright. So the cool thing about this is that it's a second split. I will get away with drawing a bit more careful in the first laps, which are my biggest weakness. So let's try to finish a decent quali lap. I love the open setup compared to the fixed one. It's I won't say anything. I will just focus on my quali. Never mind. It's yeah, this one doesn't understeer. I need to get used to it.
Green, green, green.
First quali lap, let's go.
Here comes your first time lap.
Decent.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Come on, can I beat it? I will probably drive the same that time again, won't I? Ah. Yeah, 1.130.
There's the flag. It's over.
So yeah. That's looking nice. Let's see if we can keep the pole. The second lap should usually be quicker. But we are on pole so far and the times are going up quite quickly, so I'm not, like, if I can finish in top 5, that should be decent enough. Let me try to catch up with chat. Yeah, I'm going too close to driving lines, makes people crazy. Just, again, do yourself a favor and turn it off. Do you use ready setups like iRacing provide or use your own? I'm using a mix of own and paid setups. But it's just for... Oh, we lost pole. Okay. It's just for confidence. Like the setup I'm using now is actually 2/10. Like my best time is 2/10 of the iRacing fixed setup. It's just like I would use the fixed setup in the series here, but the fixed setup is, as mentioned, understeery on the entries, oversteery on the exits. And even though this is slower, I prefer having a solid car, which can also attack a curb sometimes. It's a 40 minutes race, so the probability that I will make a small hiccup somewhere is quite high in those 40 minutes. So I prefer having a more steady setup compared to a quicker setup. Also, I'm not driving for wins and top splits or something close to that, so those 1 or 2 tenths that I'm giving up doesn't really matter. The fixed setups, if you are using them, they are quick, they don't limit you in any way. And for the fixed races, for anything below 30 minutes, they are decent. You don't need to worry about setups at all. Because even with the paid setups, it's do or die. Sometimes they suck, sometimes they are good. In most cases, like when you are really serious about it, then in most serious cases, it won't be enough to just subscribe to one service. You will need to subscribe to all of them, test all of the setups to find out which one fits you the best. Or which you can then use to maybe adapt it further to your needs. So compared to the hassles you have, I wouldn't change, especially not when you're driving off pace and when you are like on Sebring, we are 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. A setup won't change it. Even when it's unstable, it won't change it because you are doing some fundamental things wrong, which you can fix. And the setup only matters when you are within 1 second of the best people, I would say. You would be P8 and top split. Yeah. I'm lucky that I'm not. I was P8 and top split before, and also in the last stream we were in top splits with P6 and P8. So, but the guys around you in the race are not that comfortable when you are like me coming back from a break. So I prefer having it a bit more relaxed. Be in P2.
One lap to green.
Let's turn the tires off and just have some fun because we can finish on almost any position here and we will break through 3K. We are having the outside line again, but I'm used to it. I think I'm always starting on the outside line here for some reason. Alright, let's focus. As usual, I will try to go for the inside line into T1 if I can. I've auto fuel on. My setup is loaded. Alright. The only thing which is a bit uncomfortable is that I can't see him since I'm on a single screen, but
Catch the pace car.
yeah man, that's an awful start. I mean, when it hits green, I will just drive. Doesn't matter what kind of games he's playing.
About to go green. Stay focused. The pace car is in.
Not sure if it's reportable, but it's for sure annoying as hell.
Green, green, green. Pit road is now open. Car on your left. Clear. Left side. You're on the right. Rewind. Clear. They see you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time game. Car on your left. You knocked your wheels out of alignment.
Are you kidding me? Oh. Ah, yeah, I guess it was my fault. I was too late on the brakes on the inside line. Car doesn't feel too bad, so let's try to catch up.
You got a slow car on the right.
I don't know why I'm having such a... I don't know why. It's always in the open setup series I have really bad starts. The fixed setup series is nothing compared to this, and I don't know why that's the case. If the race is starting at a different time, if the tires are cooler, the car is definitely fine, so I can still push and we can try to make a comeback.
You got a slow car on the left. Car stop on the left. Go right.
And earn the 3K instead of having a gift. I don't know which position we are driving in right now.
Car right. Clear.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You gotta slow down and give up that time. Left side. Clear on the left.
Yeah, you know, it was too easy. I wanted to make it a bit more difficult, so here we are. Come on.
Slow car ahead.
The chances are high that you will see me going bald in this race. but so far it looks okay. Oh, that was awful. Why did I miss the braking point? That's... Yeah, but we are so much quicker than those guys. P15 should be in. I just need to be aware that they may brake in spots where I don't expect it. We are P23. Dang it. Ah, 22. God.
Left side. Clear.
I wasn't sure if that's gonna work, but I need to try. There are too many cars, I can't afford to wait until the main straight. Alright, next up, 488. I can also try to pit earlier, like as soon as possible, in the hope that we can get a clean track. It might put me somewhere into the lead group, but even then the lead group should be quicker than those guys. Holy crap, there are so many cars.
Car right. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Alright, next up, AMG. At least we are getting through the field. Not as bad as I expected it. We got 20 more laps, so... That's enough time, and I'm driving only 43s, 45s, so there's also enough pace in me to keep going like that. Oh, he missed the braking point. Can I... No, I can't. Yeah, I guess he's a candidate for the main straight. I didn't hit the curb on the correct angle and couldn't get on the throttle, otherwise I would go wide. I tried to be a bit too perfect there. I would like to at least get 5 more overtakes in. He didn't defend at first, but then he went for an early turn in to close the inside door. Sneaky. I missed the curb again. Oh, he's so bad on the brakes, I need to pass him. It's unlucky that he's also driving the AMG, so I can't really make any use of a good exit in Acro Minerale because he also gets it. Only a 43.3. It's amazing how little draft you have. Holy moly. You brake so early. Oh, I got into the ABS while I was trying to dodge him. I think I will try to pit as early as possible. And try to undercut them. I think that's the best chance, because right now with that little draft you have in those cars today, really difficult to get close. So I can fit 47 liters, I think. I need to refuel 33. That's about 10, so I can maybe 12. At 12. So I can pit 4 laps earlier, which should gain me if I drive 42s. A few seconds. Oh god, what's that? Oh god, what's that? So maybe we can jump the whole group. Someone will die. Oh man, what are you doing? Alright, that was number 1. Oh god, I could have jumped him there, but I wasn't sure if they will spin. Now it's 32 liters, so I need 15 in a tank, so yeah, it's about 12. Yeah, we are driving 44.7. I wish I would have a clean track. God. It looks like they got even slower than before. This might be the one. Okay. He chooses to defend. I have to respect it. Yeah, it smells like undercuts. It smells like a big undercut. 19.2, 33 is more than 50. He simply doesn't care. Yeah, we will go with the undercut. There's no point. $17 is still more than 50. $32. We're at 49 right now. So one more lap. And then I should be clear to pit. $16, the next lap I will have 13. And 13 plus That's 45. Yeah, so next lap we will pit. There's a second of there's a gap of 3 seconds to P15. I'm not sure if I can catch him. But we should be able to catch the cars in between. He's so slow for the chicane. Alright, 13.7 plus 33 is 46. Alright.
Boxing 10.
We should exit with 40. Yeah, we have 4 laps.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Optional repairs, I don't care. So we will finish with 4 laps. 0.7 seconds per lap is...
Move it, move it.
Where does this guy come from? Ah, it's one of the leaders. Okay, nice. 0.7 seconds per lap times 4 equals something like 3. I don't care. It equals enough. And we have a clear track. We have a quick car ahead of us. It should be fine. Alright. Now I need to deliver. We are immediately up on our lap time diff. I don't care about incidents. Maybe I should care a bit about our incidents, but I can always farm them somewhere. Missed the curb, but that should be a decent lap time. I hope it's a 42. Oh wait, we had a pit exit, so I actually can't see the lap time. Yeah. missed the braking point. Seem to be catching the BMW, which doesn't help. Where is that guy even coming from? It can't be one of the leaders, because why would he be right ahead of me right now? Maybe he had repairs? I'm not hitting the curb consistently. Alright, show me the money. What's the lap time? It needs to be a 42. I'm not sure if it will be a 42. It's a low 43. I mean, it's okay, but it's not enough. Not what I want. Oh, I was on pace for 42, but there's this BMW now. Alright, that's 42.5, I guess. That's okay, that's one of the laps I needed.
Go left.
That's the AMG, nice, we jumped him. Alright, so we at least got one.
The leader's pitting now.
This BMW is holding me up though. I have no draft. Alright, what's our position? We may be around P15. That's probably not enough. And we are P17. There are many storylines ahead of us. Oh no, Why? Okay, now I need to... Now I need to chill with those incidents, because 4x and we are with 1 foot in the pits. That might be a slowdown, he was very far out. Yep, alright, nice. Now we have a group of AMGs ahead of us. We are P16. It's probably not enough. P13 on the other hand would look like it could be enough. But I'm missing the breaking point into T1 way too often this race. Please no, thanks.
Car on your left.
The fuck?
Clear on
The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? Am I stupid? Was I not holding my line there? Was it on me? Back down to 25. Now we definitely got damage. Dang it. I'm pretty sure I was on the right, and I'm pretty sure I was sticking to the right and he had enough space on the inside. I'm not, like, I won't comment on this until I see it, but it felt... It didn't feel like my mistake, at least that's my first impression. Let's finish it, there was one guy in the pits, maybe we can jump him. Oh, the car's not turning, I need to avoid this incident point. Oh, annoying, it was such a good comeback. And we had still 5 laps, so... I feel like it was possible. Oh, the pole setter is also out of the race. Not surprised after the start we had. It's not turning into left turns. Dang! Yeah, so we gained 2 positions, it's definitely worth it to keep driving. Also because of my license, because we collected so many incident points. It's not too bad to get a few turns in. I'm not too worried about the license, because in I think 5 weeks or something, this series will be on Nürburgring combined. 1 race there and it's a freebie for an R license basically. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, but it could be worse. I mean, the pace is there. Tomorrow is another day. I guess I will try to get the 3K tomorrow once again. I still think it's not too difficult. I will probably stream around noon though, and not in the evening, because I feel like in the evening the races are a bit more random. Oh, left turns are so bad. I need to focus. All I need to do now is to avoid incident points. That was very close in the chicane. I don't want to be that close. There's no reason. Push that far with a damaged car. Will I drive my best lap time with a damaged car right now? Are you kidding me? No, it was because one of the 42s had an incident point, okay.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Yeah, I think I've also overfueled a bit. I think it's 24 laps. But I'm using the auto fuel thingy from iRacing. And since I pitted so early, it probably overfueled a bit. I got turn! I'm still driving 43s with a damaged car while not pushing. It's... This race was a throw. And I can only blame myself for it because I missed the first chicane. Or the first S section in the first lap. And that's where all of this started, so... Even if it was unlucky with the AMG, I can't really blame him for him at the end. I shouldn't have raced him in the first place. That's, I think, one more lap left after this one. Last race he was 23 laps long. I'm about to drive a 42. With a damaged car that won't turn into left turns. To be fair, there's also almost no fuel left in the car, so it's
Flag. One more left to go.
not that heavy anymore, but still. Yep. Dang it! There's so much pace. Ah! I can't wait to look at the replay. Like, I was here when I got spun. I can't imagine that he had not enough space on the left side.
Car stops on the right.
P22. New quickest lap.
Ticket flag, ticket flag.
Ah, I mean, it was not a bad day. I learned a few new things. It was fun. The dream was fun because we had a pretty good run. Alright, someone else is happy. Oh, let's take a look at the lap. It was here. Like, the racing line is on the left. I'm pretty far on the right. I have no idea why he's driving straight forward. Like, honestly, I have no idea. I could have probably checked it. But that's just, it looks stupid because I'm on the very far right edge of the track. Like, yes, I'm driving to the left because we have a left turn ahead of us. I have no idea why this guy is sleeping and just driving somewhere around when apparently he seems to be... What's this kind of error message? Or is it Okay, it seems to be everywhere. Never mind. I don't know if he's serving a slowdown. Doesn't appear to be a slowdown. He spun, he nearly spun. But like, come on, why are you sleeping there? Is it too much to expect that he will pull to the left? You sort of cross his path external view needed. The pit tactic worked pretty well. Yeah, cross his path, but again, it's the racing line. And his position was lost, and he's like... I mean, he's right in the center of the track. He's even closer to the right than to the left. So... I guess I have to be more careful. Because I crossed his path. But that's not a kind of line I would expect a driver to take. Like, not at all. He has a lower speed. Position is gone anyway. The racing line is on the left. Like, here's the racing line, it's going to the left. And he's even going to the right. I mean, he was way further to the left in the chicane. And then he's going to the right instead of sticking to the left. Like, I'm torn. I definitely can avoid it. I definitely take some blame on me, but it just looks stupid. It looks incredibly stupid to be a roadblock and block a racing line and again drive to the right, because right here he's way further, like he catches the spin here. And you can fit maybe 1.5 cars to his left and like 2 or 3 cars to his right. And then he keeps pulling to the right side. You can see it clearly on this line, which is on the track. So right here, he's about 2 wheels width left of the line. And then he pulls towards the line and drives even over it. The fuck? I guess you relied on him moving, but in reality you were blind on each other. Yeah, that's probably the truth. It's less, yeah. I guess I have to expect the unexpected, because it's less about him moving. It's just... Again, there's no point to drive to the right here. Like, absolutely 0 point. And I just didn't expect it. It's whatever. I was pretty beaten up. And then there's no gap, I need to wait. You can't really turn the car here. And they were spaced between, like, there was always 1.5 seconds or something, and it was way more time. Way too little time to cross the track. Annoying. Yeah. I need to back off there. Even if I drive forward, it's not really helping me. It doesn't change. It's a stupid spot to spin. Ah, those moments. But yeah, it was still a good day. Let's take a look at the gains or losses. I guess we lost about 100 points, or I don't know, 70. It was second split, so we probably lost. Yeah, we lost 71 points. It's okay. Nothing I can't gain tomorrow. Ah, you can't see it. I also need to check the overlay. Oh, wait. Wait, you can see the chat, but it's incredibly... Let me fix the chat first, and then we take a look at the results. Yeah, you can barely see the chat. And the overlay. Oh, it's stupid gray. I can fix the gray, but the chat is visible now, at least. Alright, show me the race. Oh, we lost a bit of both. Minus 68, not too bad, to be fair. He1 also dropped out, he lost 94. And the lap times of the leaders, yeah, I can totally drive that. Yeah. There's nothing you can do, it's just bad luck. And I need to expect a few unexpected things in those splits, I guess. The thing is, don't have the consistency for top splits right now, but I'm also used to this min-maxing that you do when you want to be quick, where you min-max every turn, every corner. And I would simply never expect someone to not stick to the left here because you want to min-max your position. Yes, that's my fault. Alright, thanks for being here tonight. It was still fun. We made some progress, we lost some progress, but we learned a few new things, so I'm positive about it. I'm not sure if I will be streaming tomorrow or if I will record the races off stream. I don't know how much time I will have in the afternoon, but I will definitely drive tomorrow, and I will either be online in a live stream or you will know about the results when I upload them. So yeah, I wish you a nice Sunday evening, a good start into the week tomorrow on Monday, and yeah, hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.